This time on Formula D, we're drifting in the wind in Chicago, Illinois, where the walls are closing in on our season and our drifters. We're gonna check out the road raging stuff over at the car show.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one, man.
Go shoplifting with Mayleen.
What are you doing? Come back with my stuff!
And hope our cameramen survive this tight course here at Soldier Field. What's up, Drift Nation? I'm Rossi MORREALE, and today we're getting sideways in the Windy City. We're at Soldier Field, home of the Bears, and home to round 5 of the Formula Drift Championship. Now today the points race is on, and these drivers are ready to throw it down on the pavement. Now keeping up with the drivers, my girl Mayleen Ramey.
Hey Rossi, second place has changed hands a few times, but RHYS MILLEN has been #1 all season. I'll be talking to the drivers to see what they're gonna do to take the championship.
And keeping things cracking with the fans, give it up for my man, Big C.
What's up, Rossi? It's going down in Chicago. I'm gonna check in with you all day and let you know what's happening in the drift scene.
It's the 5th event of the season, and we're sending smoke signals through the Windy City here at Soldier Field. Downtown Chicago makes you think of pizza and sausages, but it's all about the donuts here at Formula Drift. Drifting is the art of driving sideways. Drivers push the handling of their cars to just beyond the natural limits and then maintain this delicate balance at speed, blowing as much tire smoke as possible. 32 drivers begin the competition in judged single passes, and the top 16 drifters move on to the head-to-head competition. These tandem rounds feature on-track battles between cars. The lead car tries to pull away, while the trailing car tries to keep the lead car in its sights, hopefully forcing an error. Each driver leads once, and the winner moves on to the next round. In the event of a tie, a one more time is called, and each driver is given another time to lead. Now, the course here in Chicago is a lot like what we saw in Houston. The Formula Drift guys have taken an average parking lot and turned it into a world-class drift course. Today's track at Soldier Field is a variation on the figure 8. The course is a long straight with a large rise in elevation going into the first right-hand sweeper. The cars have to come as close as possible to the first wall, maintain their drift through the turn, setting them up for the first clipping point. Drivers then transition for a big left-hand sweeper. The clipping point here is more vague, but the judges want the cars as close as possible to the white and orange barrier. Friday's practice alone sent over a dozen cars into the wall, and the drivers are all trying to find their own line on this deceptively tricky course.
Out here in Soldier Field, in downtown Chicago, basically. I mean, there's the big cityscape in the background. It's a pretty beautiful place because you got the city on one side and you got the water on the other, which is kind of cool. But unfortunately, as big as the scenery is, the parking lot's tiny.
The walls are really tight on you, so everyone's hugging the wall. And unfortunately, mishaps happen, and people go through chaos.
The track is very similar in size to the Houston one, but the pavement is completely different. Houston was cement and it was segmented, very grippy. This is blacktop out here. This is a lot more slippery than what we're used to.
It's a weird scenario where as you turn in, the closer you get to one wall, it automatically throws you closer to the next one because you're kind of in the corner.
The course actually doesn't look that technical from a spectator point of view. But for us drivers, the way they set it up, it's actually really technical for us with the hump before coming in.
There's 2 large drainage dips going into the initiation point, into the first right-hand sweeper. So at that point, like, it unsettles the car and compresses and rebounds the car, so it unsettles it a lot.
A lot of people try to initiate on top of it, and then the front tail lost the grip.
I believe, as you can see right there, and he just hit the wall. That's Hubert Young right there. Daddy run. He did good, though. It wasn't just a minor hit. It was a good hit. If you're going to hit it hard.
Oh, no! Stay! Oh, man! Alex Pfeiffer breaking his rim.
Staying off the wall and making it into the round of 32 is New Hampshire driver Ryan Tuck.
Me and my buddies got into it probably about 4 years ago with some old body Mustangs, and we didn't even know it was a sport. We used to just kick it out sideways, coming out of stop signs. I have the SR20 swap with a turbo upgrade, a lot of suspension components, and some sway bars to stiffen it up a little bit. Adjustable camber and tow arms in the rear ends, and roll cage. I guess I'm just gonna keep at it whether I get picked up or not, and it's just what I love to do.
There's no doubt this course is going to be fun, but my man Big C is not waiting for the drifting. He's already getting down to the business of having fun with these Midwest fans.
Hey, Ross, now I found something really cool. What's your name, man?
Ryan,
How you doing, Ryan? Now, this ain't pick apart. How'd you get this, man?
some kid just sold it to me for 20 bucks.
Whose car is this off of?
I can't read that.
What are you doing with this, man? This tire is shredded to pieces.
It's a drift tire, man. Gotta have it.
This is really crazy. Where are you guys getting these car parts from, man?
Just down the street down there, they're giving them away.
Whose tire is this?
I have no idea.
Where'd you get this from, man?
Guy down the street right there.
Just guy down the street, you just picked it up?
Just picked it up, man.
And you've been getting this signed? Who'd you get it signed by today?
By Steven Padakis, Alex Pfeiffer, Verena May.
This is the Kumo drift tire that spits out the red smoke. You lucked up, man. Now, whose tire is this, man?
TAKAHASHI.
I figured you came out here to see Taka drift today, right?
Oh yeah,
You think he's the best, or who else do you like out here?
has to be Taka.
The tire is shredded to pieces, man. Do you know who this tire belonged to?
Oh man, I have no clue who this tire belongs to.
But it's a Formula D drift tire, and you said I'm taking it home to prove that I was at Formula D.
This is my souvenir for the day, man.
Whose tires are these?
We got it from the Yokohama place over there, RSR guy.
So these are Alex Pfeiffer's tires?
Probably, yeah.
Wait, whose tire is it, man?
It's both ours.
It's both of y'all? Don't be fighting over the tire, man. There's plenty of tires to go around. He carrying, I think it's his tire. My tire. It's my tire. I'm gonna get my tire.
All right, when we come back, we're going to get the driver's perspective on this course, and we're going to find out who's killing it and who's getting killed in the qualifying rounds. What's up, G4? We're back here at Soldier Field in Chicago. Now, we've showed you the layout of the course, but to really understand the intricacies of this track, we've got to go straight to the source. Ken Takahashi is one of the American judges and is working with Tarzan the boys to make the hard call here in Chicago.
Today's course over here at Soldier Field, it's small, but don't let that kind of deceive you. There's a lot of challenges involved in it. The wall is very deceiving. Just on Friday alone, we've had about maybe 19 crashes on that one wall. What the judges are looking for are entry speed, overall speed through the whole course, and we really are gauging it off of the first clipping point. So how fast they can enter in, go in wide, and to hit the first clipping point and come back out. After the first clipping point, there's a second island out there, but we're a little bit more lenient on that one. As long as they go around that, not too far out, and finish off with style and form.
Big C is over at the car show giving us his take on what's hot here in Chicago.
All right, Rossi, I'm out here working, and I found a hot drift car. This is J Law. How you doing, man?
I'm okay.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about this car, because it's off the hook?
It's pretty much, the base of it is on 94 Mazda RX-7 I started out with, and pretty much what I was going for is more of a JTCC look from Japan, more of authentic.
I can feel that. Who helped you put the car together? I heard you had a lot of help from a huge company.
McDonald helping me out was my venture.
Well, Jay, we loving it. Rossi, I stopped here just for the tail lights, man. What's your name?
Ron Staples, man.
How you doing, Ron? Where you from?
From Waukegan, Illinois, dude.
Now, what possessed you to turn the 200SX into the baby Skyline, like you said?
Man, the Skyline's my car, dog. Like I said, it's the baby Skyline. It's all good, dude.
Do you know what a Skyline can do out there?
Oh, I know what it can do out there, dude.
I showed you the mini Skyline, Rossi. This the right-hand drive Skyline. What's your name, man?
I'm Joey.
How you doing, Joey? How much did it cost to get the car, man?
Used one, probably 80,000.
How much have you put into the car?
About 30,000.
As I see, this is a right-hand drive Skyline, so this is not from the U.S. How'd you get it here?
You can buy it from MORREALE, they legalized.
All right, Rossi, you gotta get it from MotorX.
The drivers here have begun to call this track the Gauntlet. With several of our top drivers crashing yesterday, and even more headed towards the wall today, we're talking to some of the best to see why this course has already claimed so many cars.
This course is pretty tight. I think it's one of the tightest in the series this year, and yeah, it's just walls everywhere, and the judges want us to get as close as possible to create that wow factor. And my last run, I pushed a little too hard.
My left rear knuckle broke. My left rear tires stopped pointing out. Huge toe out. Just took me straight into his plastic barrier.
On my last run, I knew in my qualifying run I was going to push it a little bit, try and go big or go home. Well, I parked it into the wall a little bit. Yeah, I think my weekend's done, but we'll have a good time.
This challenging track even melted the ice in Mad Skill's RHYS Millen's veins. Formula D's points leader shocked everyone when he plowed into the K-rail during qualifying.
I'm a freaking idiot. Your K barrier, your concrete barrier, is not running typically the angle that we'd run. Typically, you'd run parallel and arc away from it and head to another barrier. You reduce speed, you're still accelerating to the barrier, and then you have to flick the car sideways and judge that speed, that angle, and that curvature. The issue is, right before you flick the car, there's a hollow in the entry, and if you don't get it at exactly the right time, I left it right on top of it. You almost need to flick it earlier before it, but I wanted to get really close to the wall, and it just compressed the car, and the car actually didn't step out on me. It almost just went sideways, hit the barrier, and at that point I was just a passenger. We've hit the back of the car pretty hard, and it's going to mean calling all our lifelines of friends and neighbours in the area and pulling the rear arm off the car. It's disappointing. It's not what you want to do when you're leading the points, and I felt pretty comfortable. I was more pushing myself than anything, and I just made a silly mistake.
To find out who's been impressing the judges so far, let's go to the voice of Formula Drift, Jared Deanda, and find out all about the qualifying rounds.
This has definitely probably been one of the most violent courses possible. We threw you in the gauntlet and 20-something of you crashed. Qualifying 16th, SEIGOU Yamamoto. Qualifying 15th, his Falken teammate member, GITTIN Jr. Drift Alliance, FORSBERG. Injuku Racing, Matt Vassallo. Bubba Drift, Michael Peters. Ken GUSHI in the Mustang. Tyler McCory in the Jasper. The Flying Banana, Tony Schultz. Battered and bruised, Samuel HUBERT. The Kiwi, RHYS MILLEN. Mr. John Yim. The Rotara RPS 13, Kenji Yamanaka. Mr. Hiro Sumida. Going from the 1320 to the drift course, Stefan Papadakis. The little Corolla that could, Taka and the winner of our #1 qualifier, UrbanRacer.com trophy, Slider Daijiro Yoshihara.
All right, now that the guys are done playing by themselves, it's time to see if they play well with others. When we come back, we're going straight into the tandem battles. Don't go away.